isn't working. Come on. The one time I assume it is not. There we go. All right. There and there. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to grab Dublin. I gotta grab Dublin. Priorities. It's all fed. And derpy. There. On. Oh. Come on. There we go. Probably too far back anyways. Yes, it is. Alright. There we go. Works for me. It wasn't working. The fin gets in the way. Anyways, hello. I almost forgot to grab those. So, what am I doing on this? I think I was still trying to finish up these shots. The shot looks way better than it did before, though. So really, all I really need, well, first off too, as per the norm, if anybody has any questions or wants me to explain something or open up something I've done before to explain something more in detail, let me know, and I will do that. The purpose of the stream is to help. So really, the majority of what I do in here ends up just being time filling for if anybody has questions. So so in the meantime, I will just show stuff. Okay, so we have that off, and I want to turn that off. Still locked to her eyes, yes. Okay, so the main problem right now is that she doesn't really have any life to her motion here, so I'm just gonna add a little bit. Which is well, for one, I do have to be careful. I need to lock her hair here. Hold on. If I'm going to do any hair motion, because I don't want to have it be that the hair moves in like a block. If the hair moves down, or head moves down, it's probably going to be the hair won't move with it. Can I hit the top of this bit with steps? Have you ever attempted an animated human character before? Yes. I have actually done a little bit. The main one I've actually done was just a super short GIF, which actually I have to make a video wallpaper of. Oh, actually, yeah, I did these. Well, that's the small one. Where's the big one? There we go. I did that one, but that was like super rushed animation too, and the legs are literally just like moving backwards and forwards. So, but yeah, I originally made the rig for that to make it so that those were easier to work with. I know I did. Where's the one I'm thinking of? Actually, I might not have put it in here. Yeah. I did something with Borderlands 2. I don't think I put it in here. It was just something stupid anyway. But yeah, I've only worked with it a little bit. But it's never been a worry because I like the expressions that the ponies can give, and so I don't mind using them. having the eyebrows there. I wonder if I can use this. Actually, I think I did that in this one. Yeah, I did. So one of the eyes go down. Hey, maybe I did recolor your brow, man. Yeah, I saw the King's Hour thing. It looks like it'd be neat. So she's eyebrows, eyes. I gotta smooth this because I don't want to technically want it to keep moving. And I want to move this into there. I don't really like working with the eyebrows though. It's like a lot of extra work for something that can add some detail, but I just feel you don't need it, really. Trust me, you think you know how motion editor works, but then it'll still surprise you. It's there are some things that I still find Graph Editor better for, but I use it so infrequently. To me, this is like a foreign tool. Like I don't touch it at all, or almost not at all. But motion editor can get a little frustrating though. Okay, I want to have her. Where's your upper face again? I want to have it go up just a little bit more than I normally do it. So this is gonna be. What is 0 by half? I want to maybe have her put on a slight smile. More than she's doing anyway. Good enough for me. Alright. Probably call that scene done then. I don't think I need to really do anything else with it. Well, wait, no, I can do something with this. I can erase things that aren't in shot. Because that's when it's actually completely done. I do that to save time on render. Oh, I turned off the light rays, didn't I? There we go. Okay. It's like something's missing. So this is going to be. This doesn't work unless I have both shots in it. So I have this lens flare. But I don't know if I want to have it be in this shot. Because I still feel like this volumetric light should be in here a bit. Do I have that somewhere? Yeah, I should. I just need to set this one. Okay, so it's very tight. Good. This. That works. I thought there was like floating sparkles. What are my floating sparkles? There is floating sparkles. There's not enough floating sparkles. I don't see any more floating sparkles. I'm sad now. Make sure I missed anything here. For you that's just joining, I did say, if you have any questions, let me know. Doesn't even have to be about how to do something in SFM, even if you just want to see something in more detail that I've made before or something, because it helps everybody else out a little bit. Wait, I need to do re-instance this, change the seed, and re-instance. Okay. Oh yeah, this one I do want to. Where's my box? I'm going to shrink down the area that this covers. It's only 300. Actually, no, I'm going to keep that. I'm just going to shrink down the height. Because I don't care about having any more floating light balls in the actual shot. I just care about having more behind her. For her to see, so let's bring those up a bit. Shut off this other one so I can figure out where these are. Oh wow, this is covering a much larger area than I thought it was going to. What question, do you have experience with Photoshop? Kind of. I wouldn't exactly say that it's a software that I can like jump into and I know how to do a whole buttload of stuff or anything. My experience is pretty limited. I'm pretty proficient at manipulation, but I'm not the best. But if you have any questions in regards, I can try to help. I might at least be able to get you a workaround or something that you're trying to do. Too many stars. I'm going to expand it just a little bit more. Okay, how is the height? Height is perfect. Okay. With how high the blur is, it's not going to really matter for whether or not it travels far enough. Because this is going to be blurred anyway into a distance, so as long as I'm doing the ones close enough, it's fine. I just want to expand this a little bit more. I want to get as close to her as I can without actually getting in front of her face. Just right about there. Okay, that's not going to seem awkward. No. I'm going to change. I'm going to drop the radius on it. I don't have a random radius on this? Huh. What's my default radius? 5. This is a very weird size. I had to before split between two different particles, that's why. Alright, I'm gonna go catch up. I saw some shading come up here. Okay. Would you ever consider, for something good son of yourselves, make animation entirely in graph editor? I did once and then I gave up and just went back to motion editor. It's more of, I like expanding the knowledge that I have for the software and getting better at it. But to me, that's another tool that does similar things that I've already figured out how to just do in the motion editor. So I feel like even if I learned how to use it, I probably wouldn't utilize it, so I just haven't found a need for it. The only reason I recommend is if you're looking to go into animation, the graph editor is more akin to what other softwares are like, so you're probably going to be more comfortable moving from the graph editor to another software than you would from the motion editor. So, if you know something that was a model, sometimes a model look like its size has increased. Your English is horrible. I can see that because it's Syrian. Yeah, like if anyway something that has model look like its size has increased, it looked like a giant. I mean, I've rescaled things before, but in terms of like taking something small and increasing it, not really. No, I had like a really big like model once that I used, or that I scaled it way up, but wasn't for anything important. The only problem with scaling something small up really large is you're gonna get texture. The texture quality is not going to be made for that large, and it's not going to look like it belongs where it is. But I mean, like even a lot of these models are scaled in some way or another. It's just that normally I try to scale static models, but if it's like a pony model or something, I don't want to scale it. And I will show you why, for those that don't know. Scaling models has some issues. So we're gonna open up Little Pip because that's the first one that I had the biggest struggle with. Okay, so we got Pip here. Now, when I was working on the leaving the stable video, she is Little Pip, so she needed to be little. The problem is, if you take a model, and I try to rescale by the main bone, not the root. There was an old glitch that rescaling by root transform wouldn't work. They fixed it, but I'm paranoid about it now. It broke a lot of stuff. All right, so actually, let's load up some animation on her first, because it's going to be a better example as to what this does. Alright, so this is, well, I gotta fix your hair. So right now it's just automated stuff. If you keep the bones automated, they're not really, the engine doesn't see them at all. So if you scale things, it doesn't really see those bones. Because if you like scale the pelvis up and down like this, you see all the other bones do too. It's all the ones that are parented to it. So like the chest and the head, everything is parented all the way back to the pelvis. So by scaling it, it scales those too. But if you jiggle bones they're parented, but they're not visible, so the engine doesn't really know how to do that. So if you scale these up, you run into a problem of they go and stay at the original size. So, and they just start going wonky. So you'll see like the tail there kind of collapses in on itself and whatever. It's just, and actually this can sometimes perma-break the hair. If you do that, it did this time, good. So this caused an issue because I wanted to have Pip animated, but I'm like, well, how am I gonna? But she was smaller. I had scaled her down. So what I did find, and if you want to get rid of that, you can go to Utilities, Bake Procedurals, and voila. Now, if I scale this up, it doesn't do it because now the hair is visible bone because I baked them. Now the engine can see them. So what I ended up doing as a solution was I found that about 10% size change. So if I go from 100% to 90%, so like that, the hair still shrinks down to, or increases to its normal size. So you actually have bigger hair than normal for the video. But the jiggles, actually I should probably enable them. The jiggles should, at least at that point, not get overly confused and still work fine, even though the scaling's different. If you start playing much more than that, is when it starts having problems. So instead of decreasing her size to match everybody else's to be smaller. I just took everything else and made it slightly bigger and made her 10, or so it's her 10% smaller and everybody else 10% bigger to try to give the illusion of a good about 20%. So I mean that's approximate, but yeah, jiggles are annoying, but they're also awesome and useful, so it's worth it. Yeah, that was a weird off-topic thing. So make sure I didn't miss anything else here. I think there is googly eyes in the engine. I think you can do that. I think that was, I don't think it works quite the way you'd want it to, but who is it that did it? Pyro. Pyro has the googly eyes. Okay. Go back to here. So I think I can basically call this one done. And that's, she's baked, right? Yeah, okay. So this one's essentially done. Ooh, actually, wait. Okay, the Lido goes okay. Okay. Just want to get these at least a little more organized. Okay. Oh yeah, I was going to clean this up. So I don't need, or what models do I not need? I don't need, and the reason I do it is if you look right now when I'm just wandering around, I'm running at, let's just sit still. Well, it's going to just max out because I'm not moving. If I just move the camera around, I'm running at what, like about 7 to 10 frames per second. So let's start cleaning stuff up and see if I can make that better. What do we got here? Hanging cloth. None of these are in the shot, so I can get rid of those. Stone walls. I don't need any of the ones down here. These aren't visible. This is not visible through here, right? Nope. Columns. This one is not visible. Mountains. This one. That one might be visible. That one's visible. That one's visible. Visible enough anyway. This one I'm just going to get rid of. It's enough that... Actually, you know what? I can't see any mountains. Oh, wait. Nope, I can see a little bit. No, there's that building. Oh, the camera's above the mountains. Okay, so yep, I can get rid of the mountains. Which means I can go through here and take all my mountain lights and go bam. Oh wait, actually I gotta be careful. It's not gonna change the lighting at all, is it? Nope. So delete all my mountain lights. Sky car light, this one isn't even used. Those I'll keep. I don't need the walk cycle anymore because it's considered final, which I'm going to get rid of it on this one too. Columns are good. Stone walls, I think I got more I can get rid of. These ones for sure I can get rid of. Okay, I think some of these other ones are barely visible, but it's too close for me to want to get rid of, and it's probably not going to make too much of a difference. Alright, outer wall panels. Okay, so the arch here, oh, this arch isn't even used anymore. Filler one, can't see it. So get rid of it. Wall decoration. I'm going to keep the walls up to a certain part on this side, so I'm going to keep that. And then I'm going to do the inner wall panels. Oops, not that. These ones. Okay, and oh, that's all those. Okay. Outer wall panels. Don't want this one. Oops. Camera's going up through right there, so I can get rid of all these. I can get rid of this one. Call that good. Inside trim. Not visible. Particle lens flare, not using it. Floating light balls, I'll keep all those. Alright, I think. Yep, that's alright. So now let's see, what are we running at? Yeah, constantly above 10. That'll just make my render time a lot quicker. So now when I do previews, I don't have to worry about it freezing as much. And when I actually render, this shot itself will take probably a couple minutes less. That's the whole purpose. Sometimes I'd rather spend 10 minutes cleaning a shot to save myself 5 minutes on a render, because I've had it before where like I had to have something ready for a convention, and I think it was like the last one. Yeah, for Windy City, I think it was. No, it was for BabsCon. I realized there was an error. I had to re-render a shot the night before I left, and I don't want to have it be super backed up and convoluted if I have to go and re-render something later. So yes, we'll do this one another green. Okay, that was good. We could probably finish up these ones too, because these ones I don't think have that much more to do. So I want to lock zap here. Can't remember if I have. Yeah, I do have a breeze here, so I have to give him. I think I already locked him on this one. Yeah, I already did. This is one I really wanted to get finished. Okay, so where does the stuff go? Okay. Oh, it goes right to the spot. Good. I think I already did the animation for his cloak and everything. Trench coat, yeah, I already copied that over, so that's all taken care of too. Thought there was one error here. Oh yes, there's one glaring error. His coat is right here on this part, but on this it's actually separated. And I actually forgot about that. I showed it at a convention like that and nobody noticed. It's not your actual legs, it's your trench coat. I don't think I can do these at multiple at once. Nope. I thought it looked kind of big in the shoulder. Did not work. It does not. Oh, let's just screw you. Oh, yeah, that didn't quite work. So left worked that way. Okay, so why did it work that way? Oh, do it the other way. Okay, and this one. No, are they all backwards? Yeah. All we do is we just match it up to what it looks like fine here, and then we'll just playhead it and call it good. I don't care about what it looks like from the back. It can clip all at once. As long as it looks good from the front. Gotta go forward a little bit. Okay. Make sure the leg looked a little weird for a second there. Here to here. Okay. This is having some problems. I gotta pull this out a bit. The wind effect doesn't look so well if I have it in that close. Doesn't work that way, so I'm gonna have to do this different. Okay, that's fine. There's a little clipping right here. So we'll just fix that a little bit. See, when I made the leaving the stable video, I had to go through, and I spent literally hours just going through cleaning up errors that happened regarding the barding. I got so sick of doing it that I ended up just retexturing her leg underneath the barding to a color of her barding, so where it clipped, it was harder to notice, and I just didn't care anymore. Because a lot of the clothing works pretty good if it's standing still, but if you start doing very drastic motions, any of the clothing just doesn't work very well. A lot of it's weighted the same as the pony model itself, but when you have something scaled out like that, it doesn't always translate the same. But it's when you have people that are just free people putting stuff out for the community, you can't just tell them, no, you gotta put extra time into things. No, it's not blaming them for it. I just find my workarounds. So I think this shot, does this need anything else? Like, this is a shot I really like. The only thing I've thought about is adding more stuff around him. Because I know, like, there was, I believe, gun batteries that were supposed to be nearby. And I know, like, when he was actually up talking on the wall, there was guards with him. But if I did anybody else with them, they would have a face, and they would immediately pull more attention than him. So I don't want anybody else there. And just having their backs showing seemed like too much of a distraction, too. I might maybe, like, do gun batteries or something. I kind of want to make sure that I wouldn't be putting it in there for nothing, though. Because it was... Because after Bucket, after Fairdstone, after Steely... The names of these chapters makes finding stuff so easy. Before Dragons, before Sand, getting closer. No, oh wait, actually it was before Steely. Turrets, there we go. Because it sounded like the turrets might have popped out of something. Actually, I think they're not hidden. So I think I might be able to get away with that. Let's have some turrets. First, this is more buildings in the skybox. So we're going to see skybox structure. Just put it in there just so it's out of the way. Anything in this one? No. Okay. I just don't know what to use for a turret. Because I don't want to use ones that are iconic. So it's... there. I don't want to use like the TF2 turret or anything. What's an injector? Yep, I knew that was going to happen. So I saved it just before we're in. I have some other stuff I have to work on in the background off stream, but I'd hope to start working on some of this off stream as well, because I did the math, and if I finished one shot every night or every stream, I would have it done. But I'm not gonna be able to do that with some of these other ones that are still a lot of work to do. So I'm gonna do a lot of work in the background. Was it? I think it had 28 streams before BronyCon. Was my guess. So, anyways. Turret. Let's try this again. Oh, I forgot there's these turrets, but they don't really look like turrets. I need something iconic. Ooh. Those could work. I'd rather have more of a battery type. I don't remember that. This combine cannon. Okay. Combine cannon. That sounds weird. That's too fancy. I have made my own turrets before, but I prefer to be lazy. Too low poly, and it looks like, oh, I thought they had some like just kind of standard sit thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Is there anything under cannon? Ooh, those are fancy guns. Actually, I think that's what I used for the turrets last time. I think I'll do it again. Let's make our own turrets again. Big cat. Looking for. Oh, have a scale. Oh no, I only need a scale on the one. So I should need on that. I want to make that a bit smaller. Alright, that worked. It's not gonna be noticeable anyway. Okay, and now I need... I think these are upside down comparatively. They're supposed to be the other way around? Yes, they are. Which actually would make sense why this was named left. This one right. That does make my mounts upside down, but we just do that, unlock these. That. I'm actually going to use the second one. This one I'm going to make a bit bigger. I'm wondering if I can just we'll look up another one here. These are pretty standard, so I just got to find something that makes sense as a base for this. What is this? This is super detailed. Yeah, Black Mesa. That's all. Oh, is this of animation? That's kind of cool. I like to try to look at this stuff and remember it for future use. Like having a big tunnel like this could be actually pretty useful because you could put multiple in a row and have somebody falling through it. Oh, the switch that's got a plus portal too? I thought that was Stanley Parable for some reason. Oh no, I remember that hole now. Okay. I know I'll find what I need here. Come on, bases. Yes, that's what I want. I want somebody's butt to pull my turrets. Could work actually. I just don't want to have to deal with the blue. No, it's there. You just have to find it. Like here, this would actually work if it wasn't had textures on all angles. It's too big. Be a little taller. I don't even care if I find something made of stone. It's not going to be divisible. Mega Flay! Oh, I'm in the Mega Pack already? Oh, maybe I have more problems than I thought. Could work. What was the name of that? That was Console base quarter, or A, B, and D. Okay. Ooh. That'll work. Set zero rotation. So I want to unlock these because I don't want the scaling for this to tie it with it quite yet. Not until I get this part figured out. So do that. Okay. Where's my... Oh, you guys got stuck over there. I really don't even think I need you anymore. You've been replaced. Oh, but they're locked to it. I'm gonna keep one of the bases. Only because if I keep that base... it'll allow me to rotate it easier. Right. Ooh, I built this in the wrong shot. That's fine. I needed this one anyway. I just wanted to be able to figure it out in the other shot. That's the important one. So that adds a little bit more life to the surrounding area. Sorry, what? Oh, you're saying hi, I think. Hello. Alright, so this was to be the position. What would it translate to in this shot? Right there. Which works. Okay. Alright, where would the other one be? Okay, so I want to see if this will work. So this is mount to this, to this, to that. Okay. So this is a negative. What if I go negative? Yes, exactly turned. Perfect. Sweet. Because I want to be about as mirror as possible. Symmetry is easier to ignore. These are just for aesthetics. Okay. The lighting from one side works okay. I have a feeling the blue's a little strong. Oh, like spotlights in this shot. That's kind of what this was. The reason that light is there was to create a little bit of separate, a little bit of a difference in the color scheme. I think that translates this one too. No, it doesn't. I don't think there was any spotlights in the sky. Not like, because technically, the city at this point is basically without power or very limited. So it's not very bright. It's supposed to be basically pure black. It even said that in the in this beginning part here. I hadn't realized how dark it would be until she was surrounded by the shadows. So it's supposed to be super dark, but I can't do that. If I make it super dark, it's going to be just nobody can see anything. So I wanted to make it feel industrial, but I didn't want to I can't put lights everywhere. So even having these lights here probably doesn't actually make sense for the story, but I'm just going to go with it, because without them, you get this. And I don't want that. Or this. So, I want to have the city look at least somewhat alive. I don't think I had the volumetric on today. No, I turned it on. So that was the purpose of that. Did I have these clouds moving? I thought these clouds were moving. I swear I had these animated. It's not going to matter. I almost prefer that they're not. Keeps him more in focus. I like to do it where when I'm planning these things out, my thought goes to what is the point of focus that you're trying to portray, and to me it's Zafir. Okay, so I want him to be the focus. What could potentially pull your focus? Like say I had a building back here that was exceptionally bright compared to the others. It might pull focus. If I had too many clouds moving, it could pull focus. But as long as if all the clouds are moving pretty evenly, though, I don't think it mattered too much. Or if a turret here moved too much, or even at all, it could cause too much of a distraction. Having it move a little bit is what I'm thinking about doing, but I don't want to have him move a lot. So that's why it's like I could put guards here, but if I had guards with a face showing, that's going to be a distraction. If I had guards really at all, they're going to be a distraction, unless I had them blurred. But like even here, the turrets aren't super blurred, so that's one of the reasons I wanted to add some things to this shot, but I didn't want to go overboard with it, because if I go overboard with it, then it's going to be when you look at this shot, you're not going to be focusing on him, you're going to be focusing on something else. So it's if you had like a good 10 or 15 seconds to stare at a shot, it's one thing, but you're not. I mean, some of these shots, like this one, I haven't completed that one yet, but are under a second. That's not enough time to give people the ability to explore the scene at all. So I need to focus on just one thing and make it the immediate thing to go to. Okay, so this turret here isn't really matching in terms of lighting. Is his lights hitting anything in the background? No. So that's the ambient blue light that's hitting all the stuff in the back. Can I pull that down at all? Because at an angle, so probably not. Because I'm okay with how this was lit. I don't even know. I probably would actually like it to be lit a little darker. Or at least where I have more control of it. I can't zoom it any more than this. I don't want to move the light because I'm going to change how much brightness it gets compared to the previous shots. I don't want that. So if I do this, is that the difference from... So it hides the lighting on that one, but not really on the others. I think I'm going to back it up here. I'm going to keep it about there. I'm just going to see if I can drop the max. Oop. Oh, that's really... I don't like playing with the lights that close in values. Like right here I could do it, but is it anything move? If that turret moves at all, it could affect how the lighting hits it. That's fine, I can leave it as it is. But that does at least give me more control here. So now I can light these how I want. They were standing out too much before. So I'm gonna make a new light. Can't be shadow, I've already maxed those. Colors here. Okay, so the blue light is coming from essentially all directions. So I just want to create a slight ambience to these. that would make more sense for having the yellow light, so I'm going to put blue on the other sides. The blue's got to be pretty general, probably like this. Nope, it's got to be a lot more ambient. Just matching the colors because he's going yellow, yellow. So a lot of these are going to be, I think I'm going to have to utilize the blue as just an ambient light source. So this is going to be really low brightness just to pull out the very, very minor details. Yeah, like that. So it's not, it doesn't look like much, but it is. Okay, this one has fog rolling in, so it's a little bit more confusing. But I think that should work for that one too. And now I just want to add a little bit more of that like yellowish light like the other like he has. So I'm just gonna grab his rim, paste, sable. Okay, names. This is gonna be turret. That'll work. I do like how that looks. The only problem I have with it right now is the this part right here doesn't light correctly. So I'm just gonna see if I can add a little extra to it. I'm trying to fake shadows a little bit because I don't have the ability to add anymore. Don't know why I hit 2 again. There we go. Alright, so this is that position, which I'll use this as reference. This is probably just this way. Yeah, that looks better. Doesn't work so well over here though. I'm gonna dim it a little bit. Actually, the light's coming from that direction. I wonder if I should swap this. Have it come from the other direction. That's a bit better. Wish I could shadow that, but alas. Actually, I think this way. That's not gonna work, actually. Oh, there's for a turret. The main thing I want to hit is this part here, but I'm hitting the inside part. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit both. That actually could work. I'll leave it like that. I don't even know if I'll need this one. Everything else looks pretty good. How to start streaming? Like I don't go on to, like I set up the account and stuff on Twitch, but then Twitch gives you a stream key. And you get to dig around for it. I would go find mine, but I think it's, I don't want to dig around with that right now. But you get a stream key, and then you have to use some other software to actually stream. Like I use Open Broadcaster, which is this program. And it's free. That's the reason I use it. But it has a preset thing for Twitch. You just put the stream key in, and it works. When I downloaded it originally, it had a lot of problems for trying to get stuff set up to work for streaming, but I think it's a lot easier now. But Twitch itself doesn't stream. I feel like I want to have the turrets move, but I just feel like that might be a bit much. Let's see here. This light isn't going to work because it really pulls that turret out, but I can modify these positions for these. Plus, I do want to put more like over here. Out of the way. So I want to move those closer to the edge. You can't even tell that's the case there, so that works. I think that turret might be screwed in how it's being lit, because I don't think I'm going to be able to reduce it. I'm pretty sure that is going to be the... Oh, it's not the blue one. What's this again? There we go. See, so that's the light that's hitting everything. It works here, just not on the turret. You can kind of fix it. Just hate doing it this way. It made you completely black, yet you're still reflecting light. That's... Usually that makes you black. Which means that there is another something or other doing something. Oh, here we go. Looks like I'm confused here. I only didn't go back far enough. This is mooring base FCAD. That's weird. The preset values are weird. What could be causing that? Well, this doesn't do anything. That's not gonna do anything. No call's not gonna do anything. Probably the bump map. But I can't tell it's a reduced bump map. Ah. I either did something or I did nothing. Okay, so that was what was doing it. Okay, so I just gotta play the exponent here. Let's see, let's put it to 50. No. Actually, kinda works. See, that works right there. Okay, now we're gonna see if I can actually do the same with the turrets. I don't know if that's gonna work. There's lots of textures. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna be the Fong and this again. It's gonna be the. What if it's gonna be the same thing? If I can fix it the same way, that'd be awesome. Ha, I can. I'm gonna keep those values the same. I'm just gonna increase this to like 30 like the other one. Okay, did clean it up a little bit. This one gave like kind of a metallic feel to it. This one doesn't. It just kind of has a matte feel to it. The difference is what kind of weirds me out. But at least dropping the brightness like that worked. So, so that was Fox one at 30. So just this color. Okay, and then I gotta take that little base here too and add a little just drop in color. That texture I know is super basic because I made it, so it's gonna be just drop the color value. It'll be good. Might be too dark, but now at least it gives me the balance I need. to light it myself. So it needs a little bit of blue to balance out with everything else. So I'm gonna grab my moon. Is there a moon that's closer? No. Okay, let's make a new one. Oh, that's not the moon color I wanted. No. There we go. One problem this creates is if I do want to light it now, everything on it is lighted a little bit different. Okay, the turret itself is lit. Okay, the base needs a little bit of playing with still. Just to make sure that it blends with the background that it's placed on. And right now, if you notice, the texture of this and this is much different. So I don't know if I want to give you mod. That's dangerous. Now I saw what's going on. It just they stopped now, so I'll just let it go. Unless because kind of know the two people that were doing it, and do know that I have no problems with just perma-banning people whenever, because it doesn't bother me at all. So if people don't want to stop, that's perfectly fine. Just they'll never be able to speak again. So that's your choice. Make more sense having it lower. No, that looks stupid. That works. Perfect. I might do the same with this one. I should have lowered a little bit more. Stay lower below. I just want to try to match it to that because I like how that one turned out. Because it's just above the triangle there. About there, I think. Yeah, I'd prefer if you guys just like immediately stopped everything. Like, that'd be great. Like, I'm talking about even just bringing it up, because all that does is keep it going. Doom, can you at least just let me know if it's Lunar and Jack? Oh, I got the wrong one. There's the right one. Oh, that's what I was doing wrong. There we go. Thank you. I wasn't paying enough attention to make a decision on that. Turbo and ambient too, whatever. Nobody give a summary. It's done, it's done. Let it be that way. You bring it up, it just keeps it going. It's like I want to give some kind of a light to the back of this, but I feel like anything I do to it is just going to pull it too far out. I think I just need to light the base just a little bit. That's all it is. Because right now it just seems too dark compared to the ground. Still doesn't make any sense. I think I know what I need to do. It's the thing that's bugging me about it is that right here you have a very dark bit hitting a very light bit, and it's trying to get the balance for it so that it feels like the lighting's correct on it. That's why, like on this one, I like how this turned out now, because at least the light that's hitting this is kind of hitting the surface. So from here, it looks pretty blended. Like the lighting, like here, you can see it actually looks like it blends in to the metal. Well, here it doesn't. It looks like you can actually see it clipping, and that's what I want to prevent. So I just need to add a little bit of a light. Nice thing is if I'm playing as the light, I can use the work camera to zoom in. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be enough to where goes away. I can come off the bottom here, which is also nice. So the light's gonna be coming from this side. It's just got to cover the area that's lit, so from here to here, kind of. So if we do that, no, I still think that's too. May just be just too bright. I can dumb that down. I think that's the best I'm gonna do. So see, now it's on this from here. This is before, so it's very, very stark contrast. But here, now at least it balances a little bit more. And I think, I wonder if I add a little bit of blue to it, that might help. I just have to be careful because, like, I remove blue, but in a way, I'm not removing blue. I'm adding green and red, so you're gonna get like not always the color you want. I don't like to get rid of the blue. Keep it like that. All right, that's good enough. Whatever. All right, so we're going. What should I do now? Okay, so I have 2 turrets, but it seems weird having only 2 there and nowhere else. So I'm gonna add 1 more. Not that one, that's the color edited one. Over here. Which I think is funny because it's supposed to be that this wall is like separating 2 sides, but the fact that you have turrets looking both directions actually makes 0 sense in terms of logistics. It's like, whose side are you defending then? It's so. In this one, I'm actually going to turn down a little bit because I don't want this hanging off the camera, which is doing a little bit. So I'm actually going to turn this one down just a bit. We're going to go like that. Alright, in this one, I think I'm in the same boat where I'm going to take this base. I'm going to add in... I don't really have to light it because it's actually lit pretty well itself, but I'm going to add a Phong exponent. I wonder if that's still in my copy. Nope. Okay, and then just a teeny bit of color drop, not much. Perfect. Blends in perfectly now. The turrets probably should need to be brought down a little bit too. Is that going to be enough to drop it? No, that's not doing anything. Alright, so I don't want color. I want Phong exponent. Hinted enough. That should be fine. Twitch affiliate program? Probably not at all. I don't. I really don't care on that. Twitch has never been a medium for anything like that. I've never even thought of it. I thought it was one thing. I just use it as a. All I do is I go on here, I hit stream, and really the only reason I'm on Twitch is to ensure that the stream runs. That's it. But even so, it's not like you're gonna make buku buck on something like this. I mean, like right now, how many people are in here? 19, 18, 19. There's nothing. There's no. It'd be pennies, and that's not even worth. It's not worth it. And a lot of times too, when you do something like that, you usually lose some kind of rights too. So I don't always want to deal with that. I just want to darken this one red. One or the other wasn't doing it. I'm being super picky, but I've always been that way. Shifro for mod, really. Yeah, for some reason it kind of gave me a SimCity feel too. I don't know why though. So to get really, I do want to add a little bit of a blue light to these, and I think that's going to be it. This one. No, wait, this one's using a yellow. This is the one that's using a blue. This is coming up from the ground, so it's got to be coming up at an angle. I don't need it to be so sharp here, so I'm going to give some of the height back. It's got to be lit from below, so I got to more towards this side. Zoom in a bit. I want to be more towards the barrels, less towards the back. I have a feeling it's going to be difficult to get what I want. Because I want to get more of this one and less of this one. So I guess if I do something like this, I'm getting more of the barrel behind it. I can just do this. I have an idea. I need to get it sharp though. This is going to be an easy one. Okay, nice, like the rim it created. I'm just going to add one more. This one is just going to be for the one nozzle. I don't want to hit the other one. Actually, might be able to hit both just the right way. It's only hitting this bit right here. I wonder if I can turn that, get that with max. Oh, kind of. There's another model right there. Oh, wait, that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. It gives, because there's a blue glow here, so I want to keep the blue glow going up. Originally it was meant to be a moon, like a moon ambience coming down, but since it actually goes all the way up to this edge right here, something has to show that that light is coming up to there. And this didn't break any other lights. Nope. I really can't think of anything else to add to this shot, other than potentially stuff in the background, like on the ground. But I have a feeling that, again, if I add too much back there, it's going to cause distractions. Here, what helps with this is that he's the only one moving. But the main reason I added the turrets was for this shot, was I wanted something else on these sides. Because I just felt that without them, he felt so alone with it. So, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe in the future I'll decide, when I do a render, I'll decide that I don't like them or something, but whatever. For now, I'm going to call this one good, and this was basically good. I can't think of anything else to do for this shot. What happened to you? That could be an override error, considering it's affecting her on every bit. Let me... Well, I've already saved it before, but so I'm just going to save it again. I can always copy her animation to something else. Overrides, I have issues. Where sometimes an override is supposed to be centralized to one thing, but it might actually affect other things, and they're not supposed to. I'm going to say that if either of you bring up anything about anything from, I don't even care about anything with what happened earlier, I'm just going to ban you for until I feel like I'm banning you. So I don't take shit. So that comes from for both. I don't care who started it, who didn't start it, who instigated it. Really, it's no skin off my back. So. Okay, so she's still black. Okay, so see, now she's fine. Now I bet you, though, if I go into one of these shots, come back. Good, okay, cool. Something happened. I don't know what happened to her, but it's getting crashed after I closed it. really want to do these shots, but I just don't know. I needed to look up to see if she has armor on of some sort, but I really don't think the book ever says. And even if she did, I don't. They only imply one person ever having it, so if they did, it was probably minor and nothing of consequence. So I don't. Is there any? Oh no, for downloads or what pony stuff there is. It's probably not going to be anything that's going to look great for what I need. I'm trying to think of something that, because I mean, I probably got a dirtier up of it, because they've been kind of rummaging out there for like days. I'm not gonna bother with that shot for now. I do want to kind of get that one done because it is kind of to that point, but probably should still finish these. These are really close. Actually, I don't even know why I consider this one not final, because at this point I actually like that shot, and I think I'm just gonna call this one good. What was I gonna do here? Oh, I was gonna add rocks, because I felt that this grass was just a bunch of grass and it needed something. You know what? I swear we tried doing that and it just didn't work. Yeah, actually, I have, there's a lot of fan art I have. There's, like, all this. Like, I made a collection of stuff that are, I mean, some of it is, like, I just find that are fan art from Remembrance, which I think is really cool. That it wasn't just, like, somebody making something specific for me, but being influenced enough from something I made. Like this. I think this is pretty cool. And you know, they didn't link it to me specifically drawing it for me. They just were inspired enough to draw it in general, which I just think is really cool. But I mean, there's some of my opponents and like whatever, or some people that just have sent it as a gift for birthday, like Rainbow Dash pictures or whatever. And they're all awesome. You get someone like this, like there's just like, I think that's super cool. So yeah, I have, and I love all of them. So, or this one was another cool one, the Twilight bit. So, and actually I think this one and this one had time lapses up too. So, but yeah, I have quite a bit on here. And then you get into like, these are all the Remembrance pictures. I put them all in here because kind of the same thing. So yeah, it's quite long. There's probably some I missed too, or haven't gotten to, or whatever, because some people misspell a name or whatever. But yeah. If you want to draw my OC, that's fine. That's cool. But I'm not gonna be like, yeah, do it. So drawing takes a lot of work. So see, it's like, I like the look of the rocks here, but I think the reason that this didn't work was anytime I added a rock, it made it. I had to mess with the grass around it, and that was where the problem came in. So even that, like that doesn't actually look too bad. I keep that, and it's small, and is there a specific grass pad? It's gonna bug me that there's grass like in it. But see, like there's that patch of grass is huge, and so it encompasses the whole area because I usually do them 2 layers. That's way back there. That's 72. Okay, so that's the big one. It's 172 and maybe 103. Nope, that's the even bigger patch. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get rid of the grass. Very close to that. Oh, no, maybe a little bit. Just go like that. I clear out a little bit. But then like there, it's just... The way I do grass just doesn't work well for putting rocks in it. Yeah, they cleaned out a majority. That's fine. It's like I'm getting like nitpicky about trying to keep blades of grass from clipping, and it's like really, I really shouldn't care about that. I should just throw these things out here and get it done. But it just bugs the crap out of me. Okay, let me know when you're done then. I think it's cool, but if you have an idea, let me know too, because I wanna post it in the thingy. I've been almost nodding off. I'm good streaming, but I stayed up late the other night working on project stuff, and I kind of did very similar last night. I went to bed earlier, but I had to get up a little earlier too. So. Okay. Well, appreciate it. I have been meaning to make my a tutorial for eyes too. I just haven't figured out some of the stuff to do for it. Tutorials are complicated, or at least trying to make them good and informative. So I'll usually have a bunch of ideas for tutorials, but it'll take me forever to actually get around to recording it, or record it and then not like it, and I'll just toss the video and do it again. I've only done that like 6 times. So one thing I want to kind of do with this is I want to have the original intent was to have other rocks that are poking out like that, because otherwise it seems weird that she's got the only one. I'm going to take her perch. I'm not sure if it was used for something else or not. I'm going to put it back here. Oh yeah, that was the other reason too, because in this one I show rocks coming out of the grass and then none here. So that's the other reason. Really, having big rocks poke out of the grass is fine. It's usually can get away with that easy. It's the little rocks that are harder, because then the grass just kind of pokes through and makes it harder to hide it. Do I even need to light that rock? Probably should. still for now. Yeah, I used to do that a long ago. I do the like, oh, it's fine. I can survive off 4 hours of sleep. And then I get older. I found that I wasn't. I guess you could say I was more. Oh, because I cut this down to that one. No, I found that it wasn't that I was able to function that well. I was actually functioning in much lower capacity than I thought I was. Like with SFM stuff, I'd stay up like super late for a while, just working on stuff, and I found that the amount of the time I was spending doing things was just, it wasn't efficient time. It's like, yeah, I was working on things, but I was spending twice as long doing it than I should have. So I spent like a week, I cut out coffee, strangely enough, and I spent like 2 weeks just catching up on sleep, getting between 8 and 10 hours of sleep a night, and I found like I was way more efficient, super efficient. I was able to sit down, get stuff done super fast. It was just hard to keep up with getting that much sleep every night. There's that rock there. And by the end of this, make sure the main focus, yes. Okay, I think I might just go with that one rock. No, there's the one rock here, okay. I was like, I need to bounce it off, because this rock here, actually I should probably lower that rock a little bit. Only so that it doesn't stand out so much. There it goes. I wanted some just imperfections from the stone, not some drastic thing poking out of the ground. So this just added a couple stones so that it just made it feel more natural than just a perfectly shaved field of grass. Got her necklace on, she's got her bag. Okay, there is a light on the bag that turns on instantly here. That's not good. So what lights are moving? There's probably, do you have a highlight? Yes it is, that's what's cutting it. So those will work now. there's something else with her. Oh, the necklace. Can I see it? The neck part from here. Yes, so I need to pull that necklace out just a little bit. Ooh. There's one over there. I should have. You know, the camera's just raising. I think I should actually have it do one extra thing. Perspective changes I've been finding to be super powerful. Alright, so I can't do this without like that. I have to do it separate. No, I can't. Damn. How did I do this motion? Because it's like I need to move it, but I don't want to have it slide sideways. I'm just going to have to free ball it. Free balling. Okay, so from here to here, I went forward, so I need to back the camera. Oops. Up. I hate freeballing it. It sounds like this. Okay, so it's right now moving too far forward, so we will back it up a little bit more. I might have to build a little bit more of the scene build for it to do this. And the reason I'm doing this is what it does is it creates a if I just move a camera like left and right or turn the camera, everything still at a distance feels the same distance away. But by playing with the camera in the sense of essentially doing this, I'm creating a false change of depth, and I found it can really add a lot to a scene because it makes everything, not just everything like close by, but the entire map feel like 3 dimensions and whatever. And so I found, especially this, doing the move for, oops, not quite that move forward, oops, there, move forward and back and then expand the camera. It's usually good for like shock things of like, or if somebody's shocked, or like here I want to expand the background and make it feel more expansive. You can also do the opposite where you back the camera up and zoom in. But for this shot, I don't want that because that's gonna be counterintuitive. I want to show an expansion, not of her background, not a bring into a focus. But you can get some really interesting things if you're trying to just keep the subject in the same spot, the field of view. I think there was the thing. Was it the there was a GIF. Yeah, this one. It shows the change in perspective if you keep the subject in the same spot. That's why they say the camera has 50 pounds. And these are the actual values that you have right here. So they're showing like 24 is the equivalent of this for a camera. So this is where you got that super. This is where you get a lot of depth, but you're also going to have your everything's going to feel fakey to me. But then this goes all the way up to 200 millimeter, where things look perfectly flat, and that's even past this in terms of zoom. So, but the cameras aren't really built for that, because you can see here that the well, I guess if I move it that close, it's not a problem. But some of the textures start having issues. You can see it kind of flickering right there. It's not because of how the Z values work, but that shows how you can affect perception with it. I thought that was a really cool GIF because it really shows how that works. There's a lot of things if you start removing things. Yes, so you can get through the day without food and without water, and yeah, it's just gonna really suck. So that's why here I just want you can actually give that feeling of, by changing the perspective here, it actually makes these hills feel more alive. So that was kind of my goal with it. But right here, there's actually a gap in the grass. So, because I changed things. So I was going to grab one of these nearby ones and just move to fill the gap. This is the thing too I like about doing zoomed in shots compared to like super backed up shots, or like if the higher your millimeters, the more focused your camera and the less you have to worry about your scene. You can hide stuff a lot easier. I don't like how this just pokes up right there, so I add some more grass to balance it. See right here. So let's throw some grass in like this. There. No, it doesn't stand out so much. Nope, then the other thing too is I moved the camera, so now my focal plane is going to be broken. So that's only a locked position, so it's okay at the beginning, but now I have to adjust it for at the end here. Otherwise the shot's going to be out of focus. I actually had a problem with, that was that one shot I had to re-render for the con that I brought up earlier. That was because of this, where I forgot that I had changed the perception of something, and as the shot at the beginning actually was blurred, and it got more in focus as the shot progressed. But I had it all ready to hit publish and everything, and it bothered me so much that I had to stop and essentially redo it, re-render that one shot, re-encode the video, everything. And I'm glad I did, though. The other thing too is the map here does not continue that far at the end of the shot here. So we're just gonna, we should be fine enough to just move it. Okay, so if I line up those white lines, it should be the exact distance I have to make a move. Okay, that should be good. There's actually more than I need. This is where you watch it. Yeah, if I blur the screen, it's not going to have a black line pop up or something. Okay. So that didn't change the background at all. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to consider that shot done. The question is, if an object is in front of a source that you are trying to light, is there a way to light that source without disabling shadows? Cut on and cut off are basically your bet for doing that. Because if you're trying to... What was that again? If an object is in front of the source that you're trying to light... Yeah, just lower the cut. So I mean, if your subject is here or if what you're trying to light is here and there's something here blocking in front of the light, just increase your cut on until it goes past that model, and you're good. That's about the only way you could probably do it. If they're really like just right between the light sources, you can probably drop them in to just disable it from hitting the light at all. But you have to be careful about that because I wonder if I still have that render. Did I move everything over? No, I haven't yet, but... Oh, that's only the beginning. So it's not. I don't have it anymore. I originally had the... Wait, you know what? I didn't do speed grade color correction this time. But I had it, so I can actually show you one of the things you have to be careful with that. Because I had to go to redo crap. And that was under... There we go. Let's see if I can find it. It's right around... View shots. Yeah, right here. So like here, because I would play with the min and max to try to make it so that it wasn't lighting her, or it was lighting her starlight but not chrysalis, I had the min and max, and this happened where, and this is the one I actually showed at the convention because I didn't realize, or it was too late to re-render. So she happened to just walk into that min and then immediately lit up the model for her main here, which was not right, and you can see it even goes off again. I thought it goes back on again too, but yeah, you don't want that. Yeah, there it goes again, on again, because she is close. The main actually is close enough. So, and that was unintended. So the reason I like cut off is you have more control on it, but min and max is pretty useful if you can just watch for things. That's actually what was happening here with the bag too. Wow, that's oh wow, just today. Look at the green. It's good to see. That's like a third of the video. That was like a minute or 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 25. Yeah, probably about a third. That's right. Wait, I like that. If only I can get these crap figured out. That's still bugging the crap out of me. And actually this, oh yeah, I had to build the scene more, I thought. And actually, you know what? I could just call this one at least orange. Say that backwards. But just do 150, 150 makes it orange, so not yellow. There's another one I can get closed up here. That one's going to take a bit to get closed up because I have to do particle effects and stuff. I have to figure out exactly what particle effects I want. Because I'm like, I can't really do sparks on her or anything. Why is she blurred here? Oh, there we go. Okay, she's starting to move. it crashing? No. Good. I do need to render that out to see how the lighting actually turned out with that. Ah, here. I can finish these up. Herder magic standing on nothing. The only problem I have with this shot is that every time I go to do this, these freaking weeds don't... I have to reanimate them. So I'm just gonna have to, like, make a note. Really, I can't think of much else that I would need to add to this shot. I mean, would a camera shake help at all? Just make a crash. I swear I saved it, but I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I didn't lose anything. So I was just checking. I'm like, that one is the one I... No, wait. That's not the one I made orange. That was the one I made orange. So, okay. Where you know was it? Can't remember what I'm doing. Oh, this one. Nope. No, not that one either. Whatever. I'm just going to write this. This one. Alright. We have... Oh yeah, and I already did her cute mark too, so. Let's try that again. Yeah, camera shake. I just feel that this is, camera shake's not going to be needed. Or it's going to be too much anyway. That crashed too quick. Or maybe an error in those shots. Oh wait, no, I remember something was having a problem there. I couldn't remember what it was with those shots. I bet you it has to do with those frickin' grass, those wheat models. Because that's been my problem before.
Did it crash?
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Source crash maker. Yeah, that's nice.
Yep, okay, so something between those two, or at least that when I go to between them, that it causes it to crash.
Is it too much wind?
I have a 4770K i7 and two 960s, but it only uses one graphic card. So it's something just between them. Actually, it might just be with the second one. That's actually what I'm doing right now is I'm just troubleshooting. I'm trying different things to narrow it down. So I'm not even going to touch that other shot. If I just go to this one. Anything here? Waiting for like a memory leak of some sort. But apparently I'm not getting one.
A memory what?
Memory leak. And actually, I had to change him because right now it's still Cavaleron.
Hello.
And actually, I don't even think he's animated.
Is that Cavalera? Oh my god.
I just said that.
I'm just like, what? I thought him changed a little bit.
No, I did actually. It has changed a little bit. I just haven't changed the cutie mark because I don't know what the cutie mark is for him. Old man doesn't give a shit about life. Guard.
Is it gonna be like a walker?
A what?
He's an old man.
No. Because I'm pretty. What kind of a life are you born into if your cutie mark says you're gonna get old?
Okay, so he's an ass.
No, he's a smart man. It's just that he abandoned his old life because it was affecting the children. So he went to live on this ravine as a guard.
What did he do before he was a guard? Or does it even say?
Yeah, kind of. His history's a little bit convoluted. I might be able to get more info about him if I find his chapter. Duke, no. Glow, no. Outpost. I think this is when he finds him. Cold Cantor is his name. So now I can just look that up.
Images.
Raggedy gray, color eyes gray. So I already did that. Border guard. It's not going to tell me what his cutie mark is.
Is there any images?
No, it's based on a book. So nobody, if somebody drew it, they're just making an assumption. So he's a border guard. So but he wasn't a guard originally. Guard together to light. Okay. So there's not really enough not enough information. So if he's a guard, I can do whatever the hell I want.
Shield. Sword.
Swords imply fighting, shields imply defense. So I would think that if with him a sword and shield combo would probably be best. For something with a single sword, but there's probably not going to be one. I think they're all going to be double. Like something like this where
I have a cross.
Yeah, I don't want to cross. And I want the sword behind, not in front. Otherwise it shows priority.
Oh, that's good.
It's black and white though. I think I see which one I want to use. I'm just taking a quick glance. That implies fighting. And even really, it's for a 1.5 second shot. I think I'm just going to go with this one. It's them trying to say don't copy your stuff, but really, I can get away with it. It's all clip art, which means it's one specific color. You think I can't, like, get rid of that? And plus, this needs to be scaled down. Okay, so that's the size of the key mark. Did they really just copy the textures from one side to the other? Yeah, they did. Lazy. Well, it makes sense. It's also dangerous because it makes it flexibility of use for other people super, super bad. These that compared to his butt. I'm gonna go a little bit higher. The size is about right though. So right about there. That's where it's like wide. It's for buying stuff. This one is for 1.5 seconds. Something went weird. I was like, things aren't working right. Try that again. I'll do the removal of this first. Get rid of the pretty lines. Actually, I wonder if there's I bet you I could just cheat this. Not that much. Kinda can. So I don't really care about like having everything perfect on the edges or whatever. Because again, it's going to be kind of out of focus. So the main thing is just making sure that it's works kinda. This one I'm going to need to do a personal touch. this one. Oh, there's a sheen there. Don't care enough. Okay. Good enough. All right. All right, so I'm gonna be a little higher, or about the same size and a little higher is what I said. So I'll do right there. Then that. This needs a little play on the edges. I don't know if you guys can see the edge there, but usually when you scale something with that, it always, with a mask, it always has a little weight on the edge. There we go. Now I think that might be too bright for a cutie mark, but we'll see. Yeah, actually I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna drop the saturation on this. Like that. Let's see how this works. Cantor or Cantor? Cantor, okay. Yeah, I think that should work. I actually have a plan for this song for a video too. This section is the one I want to work on after this. So potentially work on after this. My priorities change a lot. That's what I thought. Not all that much. But I feel like it kind of still looked better with it. Hey, this is kind of cool on its own. What do I do with the other particle? Oh. Then my that turned off. It's kind of cool. I think the reason I didn't use it was it hid too much detail on stuff. Because like right now, it's like you can barely tell it's a canyon. This gives it away, but this part, it just feels like this is bright, but this isn't. It just fades into nothingness. I think that's why I got rid of this, so that it better portrayed an actual level of distance over here. One thing I feel is that this whole side should actually have more light on it. I don't have a corner volumetric. I'm gonna grab the light ray light though. Try to get the closest to it. Have a good cutoff range. Oh, no wonder I can't see. Everywhere I look, it's white. It's like, I wish I could have a better example of what this would look like with the light res, but I have to have both cameras aim that direction to make it work. I have not tried Ashes of... no. Not that I can think of anyway. Is it the Overmare's new name? I can't remember. Okay, yeah. Because this was... I just felt like this was really dark right here. Okay. No. Yeah, that better balances out this side a little bit more, though. I still don't really like this shot for 100%, but the reason I don't really care is it's such a short shot. I mean, it's literally just over a second, but the shot itself has a crossfade. So it's just, I just don't care enough. Now, can I go to this? Is it this shot that's failing? I think it's just when I cross between them a lot, very fast. So if I actually want, I can mute this one. That might actually make that easier. Muting just like disables the animation. Like here, I really think the only thing I really have to add here, I think, is just ear motion. Okay, so which bone do I want to have control the? Probably X and Z is, I think, what it normally is. Yes. Probably should do the other ear too. What do I think of a flurry of emotions? I think it had some funny bits in it, but I thought the lesson in that show was immensely stupid. They basically blamed Twilight for a lot of the stuff, but really the kid should have been disciplined because the kid was being an ass. They're like, no, it's not the kid's fault. He wants attention. You should have just given it to him. It's like, yeah, but if they're being an asshole, you should probably discipline them too. But when she did, it made it look like a bad thing, and it was like, I don't know if you guys are giving the right impression here. So I didn't really like how that lesson played out, but in general, it has some goofy stuff in it. But that's other than that, yeah. Oops, I probably should do both ears when doing this. Oh, there's the crash. Okay. I saved it just before doing that anyway. You know, I might know what's wrong with it, actually. I'll have to double check, because I had a problem before, or similar anyway. And then normally if you're having crash issues on something, or at least for that reason, probably is a memory leak somewhere in that shot, which I'm thinking is the grass models that I have waving, because they seem, they're super high detail, but they're kind of crap. They're trying to have built-in animation that makes them look real nice, but the built-in animation just doesn't work how it's supposed to. Yeah, I think that was a better lesson. It just didn't make any sense. Like when they actually gave the lesson at the end, I was like, "You kidding me?" Like she did all of that, and they said it wasn't her fault because you weren't paying attention to her. This is like, I think that's yeah, they might have at the end had a good lesson for Twilight in general, but they should have had it. The kid should have had his ass beat, really. Well, they got to be shown what's right and wrong, and if they're shown that if they want attention to just throw tantrums, and then they're like, oh yeah, no, it's not your fault. You wanted the attention. Well, that I'm sorry, I'll give it. It just that didn't make any sense to me. It made 0 sense, and that bugged me. Okay, there's the value there. There's the correct value there. I'm just ensuring that anything I've alphaed out has a value in it. Because I had a problem before where I alphaed some stuff out and it broke because I didn't give it a value. It just eventually died because it didn't have a 0 or a 1. I think it just kept building up crap in the memory of some like weird loop, and it eventually would just crash every time. And there we go again. So I went crossing another shot just to grab it. Well, yeah, she had it fit for her toy snail. That I can understand. I'm not blaming her for that, but for all the other stuff, it's like she has to be taught that it's like, yes, it's fine. Something's wrong. Tell me about it. We'll fix it. Instead, she goes into panic and starts destroying things. There's lessons that need to be taught, but the lesson that was taught was it's okay you threw a tantrum. They should be shown to go to an adult for help. So. But the lesson wasn't for the kid, because it was for Twilight. So, yeah, it's crashed again. That's fine, we're like just on 9 o'clock anyway, so I'll just call it good for now. No. Close. Oh, closed. I mean, the baby was pretty smart, because, she's already got all the magic and stuff down. You think about it. But actually, that's what's so funny, is all the little kids in there have this amazing talent for magic and flying, but Scootaloo can't fly, and Sweetie Belle could barely use levitation. And it's like, why were... it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like they were trying to use it as a joke for the kids, but then you're supposed to say that they learn it and then unlearn it? Or do they have some spike of magical prowess that just has some innate ability to learn, but then later in life you forget it? It doesn't make any sense to me. So, whatever. It's a pony show. Magic ponies. I don't think I need to look at the logic of it. Yes. Yeah, well, no, that shot is just broken in general. I think there's something in there. I'm just going to figure out what it is that's causing it. But it's not hard to figure out what's causing a problem like that. Anyways, I'm going to be good. Because I gotta go. I have a new phone I'm going to go play with. So, yeah. I will be back on Friday, though, to do more streaming. So, wonderful. And, yeah, okay. Can't think of anything else. So let's go with Hippie. Alright, I give you Kitty. Because Kitty. Bark, bark, Kitty. And I will see you guys in a couple days, maybe. Anyways, yes, bye-bye. Bye-bye.